Hey Virgo, welcome to your reading. Sorry, I'm starting the timer. Give me just a few minutes here because I've already done the pre-shuffle, but I just want to do it one more time. And I wanted to go ahead and mention a couple of things. First things first, I now have a website. Yes, I had one a long time ago, but it just didn't work out. So I decided to create a new one about a month ago. So now you can get personal readings with me on there, coaching sessions with me on my website, or emergency readings all in one place on my website. And you can sign up down at the bottom of each page, put your email in, and you can join the email list where you get a newsletter, a monthly newsletter from me. I'm revamping the newsletter anyway. So there's that. Also, I am selling on my website tickets to the Halloween Live. If you cannot make it to the live, that is okay. I will be posting a recorded video session of that on my site. So you can also buy that as well. And I have a full moon reading in Aries, tarot and astrology reading that is now 45% off on the website. And you might want to check that out because I'm going to post the full moon in Taurus reading on my website for sale. But I would rather you have the recap so you know kind of what energy we've been through, what we're going to go into with that full moon in Taurus. And also, for anybody wondering why I have an OnlyFans account, well, Virgo, I have it because I'm heavily censored on traditional social media platforms, and OnlyFans is the only space where I can seem to connect with y'all, and I can post the tarot sexual magic readings on there. So go ahead and join me on the OnlyFans so you can keep up with me. You can connect with me, contact me. You can also get requested priority with me through there. It's free to join. And you can send me questions on there too. But I'm still streamlining everything to go to my website or go through it for the most part. So just letting you guys know. And you can also join me on Patreon for exclusive monthly oracle card readings for your zodiac sign. So let's go ahead and get into this. Second here. Show me for Virgo, please, my wonderful. What are the messages coming through for Virgo? Okay, that's not gonna, remember, we only take uprights in this deck. This deck is all about blessings that are gonna work for you within the month. So hold on just a second. Oh, okay, a blessing of the ceiling. Love that. Okay, that's awesome. So we're gonna put that down a little bit lower so you guys can see. And one more card, please, for Virgo. Oh, two. I'm going to put these back and pull for one more. Sorry, guys. It's not that I don't trust it. It's just, I want to see the clear message. That to me wasn't as clear as I'd hoped. So let me please for Virgo one more clear direct message. Okay. So the Fae have a lot to talk to you about. Okay. So looks like we've got these two that are upright. Okay, so still two messages, but all right, I'll take it. All right, so Virgo, here's what I have for you. A blessing of the Seelie. So the Seelie court is actually the Fae court that I love to work with. In fact, I work with them more than I do the Unseelie. That doesn't mean the Unseelie are not, you're not able to work with them. I mean, you could, but they're very tricky, so you have to be careful working with them. They're like Rumpelstiltskin from Once Upon a Time, if you catch my drift. If you don't know who that is, Google it, you'll understand. But magic always comes with a price. And the Seelie court get that too, but it's more light magic. This is the more light fairy tale energy kind of that we always see on TV. But it goes deeper than that because the Seelie court is the court that you have the uppermost support from right now, Virgo, in terms of your dealings and blessings from this court. So that's very important. That means you've worked off either a lot of karma, you've, really worked through yourself. And now the Fae are aligning you in terms of where you're going to go. And they are choosing to work with you and help you. That's the beauty of the Seelie court is when you align within yourself, the Seelie tend to take over and magical. I'm not saying things magically happen, but things do sometimes magically wind up happening because it's all aligned and you're in alignment. And so when you're in alignment, it's easier to attract things to you. Now, with the sun in the eighth house, I love this for you because it's actually in the third for you. So everything that you want to manifest communicatively can all be done through the Scorpio aspects of your chart. And the Seelie court are really going to help amplify that because they are going to be able to transverse the realms, especially with the veil being as thin as it will be on Halloween. That's the best part, I think, about being a Scorpio is we get this very thin veil. We get the realms transversing. We have, these beings, the Fae beings that want to come in and help. This is the optimal time to work with them, honestly, because they're going to be able to deliver very quickly. And also the beauty of this court is it is the high Fae court. So it is love, it is light, it is everything that you know how we view magic. I mean, we all view magic as boom, bada bing, there it is. And the Seelie court is like that, but there are rules that you must follow. And it's very much, I think, where we get our ideas of court in terms of the Seelie court and royal courts is we get it from the Fae and the Fae court in of itself. If you want to like kind of understand this court a little bit better, read up on your Arthurian legends or Celtic because you're going to understand a little bit more of how this works. It's rulers, and there are various different types of rulers. There are kings, there are queens with their pixies, their elves, their dwarves, their brownies. Then there's the people who are the workers, and it's all built upon each other. Excuse me. But what I want you to understand is because you've been doing so well, you do have their fullest support. And I love this. I think this is a perfect opening. So keep doing what you're doing, Virgo, and the Seelie will help you. Just make sure your intentions and your heart space are completely aligned in that, okay? Keep that up. Next, you have a blessing of power. Oh, wow. So that's our, wow. And you have a blessing of stillness. Okay. These two cards are very powerful and profound by themselves, but to have them together is a double whammy. So you've got the Seelie backing you up here, and you have your own inner power. Now, this card is interesting though, because this also talks about views of power. And a blessing of power from the Fae is going to teach you how to hone in on your skills and your skill set in terms of communication. So therefore, you're doing things on your own and you're not using others, but you are also guiding things in the way you want to see whilst still learning how to let go of control. It's a very push-pull kind of card. And if you notice, this is a mermaid in the background, and then this is a Fae with wings. So this is telling me there is air magic here and water magic here. So you're going to actually have to learn how to master the elements of water with communication. Again, perfect for your third house because that's exactly what your third house is. Air and in a water sign with Scorpio here. So with that mermaid energy. So this is the thing, Virgo. You need to decide where is it you want to, first off, what do you want to manifest? One. Two, where is it you want to go? And three, how can the Seelie court help you and get you there? Okay. Because the Fae can do just about anything, but their power does have limits. And it's also based on where you are in terms of not only your personal power, but also your environment. Because the Fae are all about environment and environmental places. The Fae change, and I'm going to tell you this, they change when you move. So some might be tied to the land, some might not be. Some might be tied to a certain realm, some might not be. But right now, with the veil the thinnest, they can travel more freely. But when that veil is shut and it is closed and it is back to what it was in September, you need to figure out, well, how is it I still would like to help the Fae or have them help me? Because remember, it is a partnership with them. It is not like, oh, thank you. And no. They're not like that. They're more like, oh, here's an offering. Here's what I would like for you to help me with. If you can, please. Or, honestly, I would rather you go through Goddess Freya and ask her to send the Fae of the Seelie court that can help you in the vibration of wherever it is you want to go. and ideally ones that can travel with you, because you might need them for longer than maybe 2 months. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you move locations, that is very important because you might need a fae to come with you. Sometimes they can, sometimes they can't. For example, like one time I had a neighbor, like she had I don't even know why she had this, but she had a statue of a gnome like in her house. Don't ask me why, but it was on the fourth floor and someone was like, "Well, oh, he's a spirit. Why can't he go down there?" And it's like because his essence is tied to the statue. It doesn't work that way. It's just like how our souls are tied to our human body and where it goes, we go. Yeah, it's like that. And then they were like, oh, well, I didn't realize that because they were being sarcastic. And then I was like, yeah, it really is like that. So they can only go a certain radius. I'm sure if he would have gone down to the ground level, he would have been more comfortable, but he was very agitated because he was up on the fourth floor and he was giving me nasty dreams, letting me know he was irritated. So, yeah, don't ever put a gnome on the fourth floor of an apartment building. Please keep them down on ground level. They don't do well. But just a little tip for anybody who's got garden gnomes, you know what I'm talking about. And for people who want a garden gnome, they are a lot of work and they will play. It's funny because that one was playing my neighbor more than she actually had power over it. So it was kind of funny to watch because she would always have him like outside and then she would bring him in and then she would put him back out. It was like he couldn't make up his mind on being inside or out. Uh, so so just, kind of be aware of that and also be aware of your own personal power and where maybe you exert power over others and where they exert it over you. I feel Scorpio energy knows when they're being used. They really do. So be aware of that this month. And then lastly, the card that we have here, Virgo, is a blessing of stillness. This is about quiet meditation or quiet resilience is sometimes what I like to think of it as, or just quiet time. I prefer quiet time at these times of days. When people, especially if you're sharing a space and people can play their loud music and be loud, and that's okay. They're allowed to be loud, but there are times where you're like, I need to go within and I need to think more on this and I need to get this insight, but I need quiet. I need that stillness. I need that where I can hear a pin drop, you know? I need that. And I need you to start going to that area or that place that gets you there because you will become more grounded and centered in your third house as this month goes forward. So, especially with the sun in Scorpio. And actually, this is the best way to end Scorpio season because Scorpio is highly, highly emotional. Everybody knows that. If you are new to this, surprise. The illusion is gone. I'm not gonna sit here and let you decide, is it or is it? No, 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 it is because it's a it's a water sign, but it is the fieriest of the water signs. And you, Virgo, you're earth. You it's like you and Scorpio together can make mud or can flood things. It really depends on a couple of factors with Scorpio, but for you're more or less being the voyeur on this water sign journey. And this is where I need you to rest and relax towards the end of the Scorpio season as it shifts. I feel as though that is more important for you at that time. And honestly, it kind of lets you get strength because then we're going to be bombarded with the holidays. And for those of us who live in the States, you know exactly what I'm talking about, where from now on, it's game on for all the holidays from now till February. It's going to be Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas. Then we have, and they're already bombarding us with all the Christmas crap on all the aisles. And, every year it becomes earlier and earlier. And they've really been prepping us for the holidays since August because that's when all the fall stuff dropped way earlier in June and July of this year than the end of August. So, just kind of be prepared for what is coming through in terms of the hustle and bustle, and make sure to take that end of Scorpio season out to go be with yourself, to intuitively feel yourself out on where you are, especially in your community, in your third house, because I feel like everybody's going to be talk, 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 talk. And it's going to be emotional, highly emotional talk, 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 talk too. And Virgo, you can handle that, but you can only handle that so much before you fly off the handle. So, and that's based on experiences of how I know Virgos. So that's why I say y'all are pretty good about centering, but this is the time of the year where priorities are divided. Priorities are here, there, everywhere. You know, for example, it's like, oh, it's not only just Halloween, we have midterms to vote for this year in my state, right? Oh, it's not only that, then we have Thanksgiving, then I have Christmas, then I got parties, then I got, you know, like all of these other things to do on top of New Year's, what I have planned for New Year's, my goals, my ambitions, and whatnot. And then there's Valentine's Day, and then St. Patrick's Day. And then finally, when you're in the clear, it's the end of the school year for April to May. And, you know, for people who go to school, whether it's college or high school, it's a very trying time. And so, and then on top of what is going on within the world. So I feel as though this is perfect for you, Virgo, because you need that space to just think for yourself and sometimes not even think at all. Just relax, go into your own mental oasis. Now, you can meditate if you want. You do not necessarily have to. You can just go listen to crickets outside and sit on your porch. It's akin to the same thing, but not necessarily you have to do it. It's just an idea. But go to the space where you can hear nothing and go, so nice because it's so quiet. All right. So other than that, Virgo, I will see you guys next month. If you would like to get a reading with me, personal reading, coaching, emergency reading, or join me for the live, you may do so down in the description box below. All of those links are there. I look forward to seeing you guys soon. Y'all probably won't see me till at least after Black Friday, at least. It depends. There are a couple of things that depend on that, but I am going to do my best to come out with videos at that time for y'all. So, I love y'all so much. I will see you soon. I will see you later. Talk to you in a couple of weeks. Bye, Virgo.